Hello, Jambo. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Inspirations by Robbie. Today we are going to focus on the stages one should consider before getting into marriage. What are the steps that you should look into before you get into marriage? And my husband is going to discuss the 7 stages that we are going to consider. Karibu sana, and you may start us off on what should one consider, the stages to follow before one gets married.
Thank you so much. The steps are as follows. They are very important. The first one should be shortlisting. You have looked at people who are the potential wife materials in the future. So you need to do shortlisting. You need to understand whom should I approach. People with some various kind of character. So you shortlist them. It may be from a church, if you are a church member. It may be from a social group. It may be from a ministry. So you shortlist the names that you think they can be good for you in the future. So step number one is shortlist.
So it's like a job interview. You have interviews, so you are shortlisting them.
Yes.
And then you pick an appropriate person.
That is it.
Okay.
After shortlisting, you need now to do your select. You may have shortlisted Christians, and among Christians there are many characters in Christians. Those who love singing, those who love preaching, those who love praying, those who love listening, those who love talking. So now you are select. You must be sure what I want. So after you have shortlisted, you are select. I think this is the point I need. So that you are specific what you want from this. So after that shortlisting, now you are select. This love this. Then you decide which group you are going for.
Okay, so if all of them are talkative and you want a talkative person, what do you do?
And of course, these things are not permanent. You go back to shortlisting. After you start isolation, if you isolate and you don't find someone fitting, it's not a crisis. It's not a matter of life and death. You don't need to pressure yourself. It's just a matter of you go back to shortlisting until you get that trait that you are comfortable with.
Okay, I get you. And then step number 3.
Number 3, after you have done what you call isolation, you need now to have a physical meeting with these people. A physical meeting, in the other terms, dating. You do a date, not in a private place. You go specifically, take someone out, maybe for a lunch, it may be for something else, but you want to know more about this person. You may have shortlisted the person whom you have not interacted with. So it's very important to know what kind of person, what does she like sharing, what does he like talking. So, and there's a principle on that. So when you're going out, you allow me to read a verse from the Bible that guides that principle. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. The Bible says, "But now I have written unto you not to keep company. If any man that is called a brother be a fornicator, or a covetous, or an idolater, or a railer, or a drunkard, or an extortioner, with such one, don't even eat with them." So when you go for a date, you don't need to go out date with anyone. The Bible has given a clear instruction. You don't need to go for a date with the people with such a kind. And when the Bible is clear on matters, it's a rule. It's not a proposal. It is a prerequisite. It is a condition. So the condition to go out with a date with someone, don't go out with people who call themselves brothers, and they are fornicators, they are covetous, they have all these traits. So on those shortlisting, if there's anyone with that kind, put them out. And then you go out with someone who the Bible advises.
And how will you know someone is a fornicator? And you are going out to that person? You know some things people do it in secret. So how will you know someone is a fornicator?
Now, of course, when you are you can't take a stranger outside. You will have known about this, brethren. People, when somebody talks, we talk much of who we are. And the truth of the matter, if at any point you engage into a sexual talk, it means you can engage into a sexual activism. Any conversation involving sex, you are readily engaging with the opposite sex anytime. You can tell from the talk of the person. You talk what you are. So how the person talks, you understand, and sometimes you need to go to background information, research more about this person and understand more, so that you don't. This is a matter of life and death. You don't need to go and try, and you are bringing someone who will be a source of depression in your future. So you need to research. You take your time. That's why there was shortlisting, and there was isolating, and those are the things you consider.
Okay, then we have number 4.
Number 4, after you've gone out for a date, you don't go for dates forever. You can't be taking someone out daily for 7 dates and there's no agenda. There must be an agenda. So after that, if there's no proposal, what follows a proposal? Most it's done by a man. He proposes that he will want to consider starting some plan with you for marriage. Now it's a stage of 2 of you now. So you give a proposal. Some with cultural practice, some even they kneel down, they give a ring. There's a different way how people do these things, but number 4 is a proposal, requesting for permission to start planning together, see if you can stay as a family in the future. So number 4 is you give a proposal.
And then
after proposal, what follows number 5? Now the courting has started. Courting. In courting, you discuss various issues. I hope we have handled some topics early. What should be discussed during courting? And that's the stage of knowing how you'll be solving issues, what are your plans, what are your likes. Now, here in courting, you are not courting more than one person, just one specifically, the one you are intending to get married to. So you start discussing issues. So after proposal, if a proposal is accepted, then you start courting. If a proposal is not accepted, you go back to square zero. You start a shortlisting again. The procedure continues. So after a proposal, courting continues, which may take some time, so that you may know whom you want to join your life with. So that is step number 5. Then the 6th one, which is now very important. Now here, it's almost ending. It's engagement. What's engagement? Engagement is now bringing into your relationship other parties. Parents should come in now at that stage. Of course, the church pastor should come in at that stage, because now you are going to declare publicly, we have an intention of becoming a husband and a wife. So at engagement stage is when you are free, but now the public to know. You can free to post online photos. You are planning for something. But during a date, you can't start just posting everywhere to the world, and you have not agreed. So after engagement, is going to ask permission from parents to allow you that you can go ahead with your plans.
Okay.
That's engagement.
Okay, and then lastly, what do we have?
The automatic. The last one is what we did. What we did the big day. You can help us. What's that? The last one.
Marriage, the wedding now.
Now the wedding ceremony. Okay. The big day. It's very important. So you don't. After that engagement, you will, depending with cultural practices, some may be required to pay dowry. You may be required to visit both 2 families. And then thereafter, the church is involved. Plans are underway. People form committees as you plan for that big day. But as you are planning for the big day, remember there's life beyond the big day. So as you plan, consider counsels of the elderly one. Of course, in that process, you'll have found the officiating pastor. In that process, you'll have found the best couple who will give you guidance, so that you may not go amiss. So that's all that will lead to marriage. But we need not to jump any stage. If you do that, at the end of the day, we'll pay for it. So those are the 7 steps that we need.
Yeah, I hope you've learned about the 7 steps to take before you get married. We will be pleased if you leave your comment, your questions, and you share and subscribe also to the channel. God bless you and have nice times.